Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
And our friends from Car Capsule are here. This is their Paint Pro station, and it's so big we decided to bring the entire production in here. Now, you've seen Car Capsule and you've seen Phil before. They've got their original bubble and they have their showcase models as well. This Paint Pro station is new, Phil. You unveiled this at the SEMA show. Now, how was it received by all the folks there?
It was outstanding. Besides winning a new product award, the crowds were there, but everyone was attracted to it. We worked on it for years and we listened to our customers, and all the problems they had with them, we corrected in this. So there's a lot of new features in this that other paint booths don't have.
And let's talk about that. SEMA liked it enough to call it the best new product, but you've really taken, the best of what's already been out there, stuff you've made and you've seen other stuff in the industry.
If you know our showcases, we have the inflatable frame, and most of the products we make now have inflatable frames, but it's a sealed frame. So there's nothing running in here right now, and this is not going to collapse. This blew up in under 10 minutes, but the best thing is you're painting, someone doesn't trip over a cord, you don't blow a breaker, a GFI blow, and the thing collapsed. That's a major thing right there. So we checked the box and solved the problem there. The other thing we do is we use a heavy-duty floor, and we use replaceable inner walls. These inner panels, you see we got it up on this side and this side we don't, they just put up with Velcro. Even if you get a lot of paint on these, you just take them off, blast them off in a pressure washer. Worst case is, you get another set, you've still got clean walls where you can see in.
And you've got D-rings and Velcro placed all around too.
Right, we put the D-rings on the top, so if someone wants to put some tie wire or a strap across and hang small parts, this airframe will hold it, because you saw how strong this thing is. I mean, a 12-inch tube, I'm a big guy, I cannot bend that tube. An 8-inch is hard enough, but a 12-inch, you're not going to bend it. It's very, very strong and durable.
And you mentioned the walls here. They are super heavy duty. So these are something you're going to want to clean. And one thing you didn't mention, if you just say, oh, I can just pressure wash the inside, well, what happens to the water at that point?
Yeah, so that's the problem with the other ones. The water would get in that tube, and then you're trying to clean that up and dry that. Well, we solved that, because if you did pressure wash it while it's all in here, which you can do that, but the best thing is just take them off, lay them on the ground outside, pressure wash them off, put them back up. Then you have no water trapped in the tubes. When you put it away, you got no mold, no mildew.
And tons of light here coming in through, especially important to painters.
Every painter has their own way that, no, I want lights at the bottom, I want lights here. Well, you just put the lights where you want them on the outside, and you get the light where you need it. And if you need a different vehicle comes in, you're painting small parts, you just move the lighting around and you get it. But with this clear top, it's a big difference to get ambient light in here.
We know it's easy to set up. We know that the ventilation is great. But what about durability? That's probably the first thing people are thinking when they see an inflatable paint booth.
So if this is heavy duty PVC, this is not a material, this is not a fabric. So this is a sealed membrane, and this is 0.60. This is very thick stuff. You're going to leave this earth, and this will still be around. You may get a rip in the side or something, but it's easily repairable. The other thing we didn't mention is with our blower system is, if you notice, it's quiet in here. So when you get ready to paint, you just pull out our remote control, and you hit this, and in seconds you've energized that, and you've got fresh air moving in here. And now you're done. You want it off, just turn it off. So you don't have that noise in the shop continually blowing. Because a lot of guys that buy this, they're not just painters, ceramic coating, detailers. Guys use this in their shop to put their car back together in a clean environment while the shop's out there welding and grinding it away. And so you need fresh air, you just turn it on. And like that, you got fresh air.
You talked about the durability, and one last thing, the zippers, that's not a small piece.
No, so, we don't do cheap. We use a special zipper made by us by YKK. YKK is a premium zipper on planet Earth. The zipper's made specifically for us, and you saw how easy that zipper flowed when you open the door, and that's a critical thing too. You don't want that thing bound up or taking more time to unzip a door.
You got done painting your car, and now you got to keep it safe. How do you do it?
Simple. What started it all? The showcase. So the showcase, drive in just like this, much smaller for your car. We make them in different sizes. Continuous airflow, continuous air change is going to give you a condensation-free environment. No dust, no dirt, no mold, no mildew, and no rodents. The vibration and frequency of our fan and power supply keeps the rodents away. So we check all the boxes, whether you're storing in a conditioned space, a non-conditioned, a farm building, a warehouse, you're covered in our showcase.
Car Capsule has you covered from painting your car to keeping it safe for life. Go to carcapsule.com to find all of this and a whole lot more. Motorhead Garage, presented by Steel Rubber Products, is back in just a moment. We'll see you then. Motorhead Garage, presented by Steel Rubber Products, brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Fit to Ride, safeguarding your windshield. Strong, simple, trusted. And by Steel Rubber Products. Get your ride sealed with steel.
Get out of the way, get out of the way. How do those horns honk? Well, I can tell you it's not magic. It's all about the wires that are carrying the electrons to the horns. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. We're talking about reading wire diagrams. Why do we even want to do that? Well, perhaps you got a fuel pump that's not working or a fuse that blows. You may have to get in there and do some testing. So understanding a little about wire diagrams is going to help you a lot. Yep, they could be intimidating, but there's symbols there. There's resistors, inductors, capacitors, all kinds of stuff, but it'll tell you what's going on. I can break it down and simplify it for you. Start under the hood. This is power distribution. Now, power distribution starts right here at the batteries and then works all the way, everything under the hood till you get to the fuse block. Then you have the fuse block detail. Everything the fuse here is connected to the different components, so you can look at what it's actually powering up. Then we get to the actual component schematic. You see the fuel pump here, then it goes through a little relay, and then what happens, the computer powers it up, and when it powers it up, it closes the relay and runs your fuel pump. That's the component, a lot different than it used to be. And then there's obviously the ground distribution. Everything on the ground side of that circuit's tied in. Well, here's our horn schematic right here, and just like on the board, it's all color-coded. You see the power's coming up, the relay's transferring the power over, and our horns are located right down there. Now, it didn't used to be like this. It used to look like this. Matter of fact, Len, hey Len, can you give me a hand? I got a 1970 schematic, and I got an issue with my left side taillight, man. Can you help me?
I don't know. I'm going to need to get my reading glasses and possibly a magnifying glass.
Absolutely, man. This was hugely intimidating. It is today, but picking out oil's not. You guys made it super simple.
We did. You know, here's the deal. You can't just put any oil in these vehicles now. They're just too specialized. So you've got to have a lot of product. The problem with a lot of product is you've got to show people how to select the product for their vehicle. We've made it simple. Guess what? We have a lookup guide. We've got passenger car light truck lookup guide. We've got a power sports lookup guide. They work exactly the same. You go to our website, amsoil.com, select your vehicle, year, make, model, work your way through there. Your vehicle will pop up. It shows what protection level you would like, how long do you want to keep the product in the vehicle. It also will show capacities so you know how much to buy. And in many situations, we actually have a kit. So you can just say, yep, I want a kit, and you'll get sent everything. Oil, filter, drain plug, gloves, the whole works.
Boy, that makes it simple. Nothing worse than going to the parts store 100 times, a few clicks, right to your door. That's the way to do it. You know, these high-tech components in today's vehicles are dependent on the right oil. Len just showed us how easy it is to find it at amsoil.com.
My name is Bruce Roberts, and this is my 36 Ford. Well, you're looking at a 1936 Ford, two-door sedan, humpback. I've named it Humpy. It's flamed, it's chopped 4.5 inches, got a 350 Buick engine, 400 turbo, Chevrolet rear end. It's got air and heat, and I've drove it over 100,000 miles. It's been drove all over the United States. It's been in every lower state except 5. It was a basket case. It was a hull. That's about all it was, and I built it from the ground up. I had to do the frame, the body, complete rebuild, really, from the ground up. It took about 3 years to build it. It's a work in progress. You know, it's one of those deals you never get done with these cars. You're working on them all the time. It's just a lot of fun. It's a hobby like anything else. You know, it's like fishing, hunting. It's got to be in your blood, I think. You know, you start out enjoying old cars, and it stays with you throughout your life, most of them. You either like them or you don't like them, and I don't have the answer for why I like them. I just like them. You know, you get all kinds of reactions. Always giving you a thumbs up and telling you that the car's beautiful and we like it. Well, it makes you feel good, you know, that you got something that someone enjoys besides you. They enjoy looking at it. We take them to nursing homes and People there in the nursing homes get to come out and I guess reminisce about old times, you know, and they enjoy looking at them. So it's just something that a lot of people enjoy.
You're watching Motorhead Garage presented by Steel Rubber Products. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Steel Rubber Products.
One look under the hood of any car, and you will see lots of great places for mice to nest. It's cozy in there, it's warm, and there are wires in there, and mice love to chew on wires. Now, some say that's because the wires are now wrapped in soy. The insulation's made of soy, and the mice like the taste. And that may be true, but the real reason mice love to chew on the wires is because of their anatomy. Their teeth never stop growing, so they need to chew on something to keep their teeth trimmed, if you will. Now, the best way to prevent damage in your vehicle from mice is to keep them out of your space in the first place. And Mouse Blocker does just that. Mouse Blocker uses ultrasonic waves to make things uncomfortable for mice. They don't even want to be anywhere near your space or your vehicle. And that, my friends, is how we keep things rodent-free here in our Mouse Blocker studio. Now, these days, everybody is a videographer. Of course, you have your action cameras, you've got your phone, you're getting video all the time. And when it comes to capturing the action, when you're doing something active, maybe skiing, you're driving your race car, your UTV, action cameras, it can be kind of a hassle. How so?
The problem with action cameras is you have to unmount and then mount them every time you want to change your shot. It's great once you get it set up, but after that, you lose your momentum, change it over to the next shot. By then a couple minutes have passed, maybe you've lost what you were already trying to shoot. You have to pick up that momentum again, and sometimes that's hard to find.
And we know the normal routine. You know, think about if you're out in the elements too, and you've got to take it, you've got to unscrew this.
Exactly.
Maybe it's cold and you're freezing.
Gloves on when you're skiing,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it can be a real hassle. So how has snap mounts changed the game entirely?
We've come up with a dynamic, magnetic, two-part action camera mounting system. And basically what we do is we take the snap mount and it can just attach to anything that's either magnetic or to any of our adapters or any of the other products that we make here.
You're obviously wearing the magnet there on just a regular necklace there. And you have some accessories here that can mount to any sort of device.
We came up with an adapter setup here, and basically what this does is it attaches to any existing action camera mounting system you may already own. And you attach your snap mount, want to get that shot right there? There it is.
That's it.
Let's say you want to move it to your selfie stick, take a selfie shot, it pops right off, slaps on, you take your shot. Move it off there, take your first person view shot. Just keep going from there.
This is great for YouTubers, especially this. Now you turn into a 5-camera shoot.
Absolutely, yeah. We do have a lot of content creators on YouTube in various industries, off-roading, race cars, bass fishermen, all over the map.
And I know a lot of the folks now that maybe race or have a UTV or something like that, doing something really sort of violent, are wondering just how will this hold up?
Sure, so with the right setup, we do have what's our locking adapter right here. It's got these little tabs. You basically come in at a 45-degree angle, lock it down, now you have a physical stop, and that's not going to come off anymore.
So it's not just the magnet.
Exactly.
But the magnets themselves, how strong are they?
So these are N52 neodymium magnets. They're the strongest commercial-grade magnet that you can buy.
And that coupled with the snap, makes the snap mount, makes it totally secure.
Absolutely, yeah. The two magnets together pull about 10, 12 pounds a piece, so you get about 60 to 80 pounds of pull pressure, depending if you have anything in between them that you're compressing on.
Now you brought a couple new gadgets with you. This is pretty cool. Tell me what this is all about.
Yeah, that's our smartphone adapter. So it basically allows your snap mount to become a smartphone-friendly device. It has two locking mechanisms. One, so that there's a twist lock in the back that allows you to pull it open, so you can mount your smartphone. And then there's also a tab. You can change from vertical to horizontal and lock down. And then you can lock everything down. It's nice and sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere, and you take whatever shots you need to do.
That's fantastic. And now I know maybe mounting a magnet to the side of your vehicle isn't always a great idea, but you guys have taken care of a problem there as well.
And initially this came from customer feedback. They would mount it on their vehicle. If there was dirt or dust in between the snap mount and the vehicle paint, we would get scratches. So basically what we did is we created a silicone boot that wraps around the snap mount. It's form-fitting, and it keeps the snap mount in place by increasing friction, and scratches are gone.
Very cool. And now this kit here, this is something that's new. Tell me about this kit and the case.
This is our new kit that we're coming out with. It comes with basically all the accessories that we provide. And the kind of cool thing about this case is there's a built-in metal plate underneath the top here. And basically it becomes magnetic, so your snap mount mounts right into it if you have your cameras mounted, etc.
Yeah.
And it basically keeps them from shuffling around too much or making noise.
What are some of the applications here? What are you hearing from your customers?
We hear a lot of positive things. It's not perfect for everything, but it's great for a lot of stuff. The most rugged and extreme, some people have issues with, even though we think we've captured that pretty decently. But yeah, we have pro bass fishermen that use it, race car drivers, people taking it off-road all the time. It's all over the place. And we've even had people skydive with them.
The Jeep behind us is our test mule. So tell me what you guys have mounted on this thing.
Obviously, we would use the hood just with the magnets themselves. We've placed a suction cup on the side with one of our locking adapters. We've got an adhesive mounted adapter up on the windshield.
You got an arm attached there to the headrest.
Yep.
That also is forward looking, and you can also look out the back window as well.
Yep. And then we've got what we call our snap plate, which is a metal plate with adhesive on the bottom just mounted to the dash.
Amazing what you can do with just one action camera if you have snap mounts. You can find these at snapmounts.com. You are going to love them. They're revolutionary. You're watching Motorhead Garage presented by Steel Rubber Products. We'll be right back. Motorhead Garage presented by Steel Rubber Products, brought to you by Alcan Spring, finest handcrafted leaf springs on the planet. Tailgate Defender, engineered to fold, built to hold, designed for the working man. And by Tribotex, run longer, stronger, and cleaner with nanotech. His first word was truck. I'm talking about our paintedautoparts.com Motorhead of the Week, Tom Pendleton, a Motorhead from day one. As an adult, Tom worked in the automotive industry for years, but he scaled that back, and now cars are just a hobby, albeit a big one. His first restoration was a 1976 Airstream that he and the family have used to travel all over the country. 5 years ago, Tom bought an abandoned body shop, and he's turned that into his man cave. It's called The Elm, and it's enormous, with enough space to store and work on his entire car collection there. And he says the stories behind the vehicles are just as important as the cars themselves, so naturally he's named all of his cars. That started with the first one that he restored. That was a 1971 Super Beetle auto stick that was owned by his grandmother. Tom named that car Clementine, and now her buddies in the garage include Kermit, Barnaby, Shaggy, Moby, and Prince George, just to name a few. Congratulations to Tom Pendleton. He is our paintedautoparts.com Motorhead of the Week. This is a catalytic converter. Now, these have been around for a couple hundred years, but they really made the news in 1975 when they became mandatory in all cars in the United States. But they are in the news again. Dean, why?
Unfortunately, they're getting stolen a lot. They have precious metals inside them: platinum, palladium, and rhodium.
Folks are taking them just right from the driveway?
You know, you're going to the shopping mall, you're going to the grocery store, and unfortunately, cars like these that are lifted up higher, they can just crawl underneath. They take a Sawzall, and they're in and out 3 to 5 minutes.
You had personal experience with it.
Unfortunately, I've had mine stolen 3 different times, and my father-in-law had his stolen once. And he's an engineer. We're like, what can we do to make this not happen for other people? And that's where this product came from.
And this product is called the Catalytic Converter Security Alarm System from Tenadora Tools.
From Tenadora Tools. This is basically a motion sensor, goes underneath your car. If someone gets underneath your car, the alarm system is going to go off. Hopefully deter them from cutting these off.
Seems pretty simple, just a motion detector.
It's a simple device. The good thing about this is if someone tries to cut the wire, the alarm's going to go off. Everything is stored underneath the hood, so they're not going to be able to just open your hood and cut this thing. So it is a very good protectant. This alarm system is very loud. It's 120 decibels on this speaker, so it's definitely going to make a lot of racket and wake some people up.
Let's look at the parts that come in the kit here. So we have the brain here, and this hooks up to the battery.
Yes, it does.
And what other connections do we have there?
So basically you just have 2 connections. These are the motion sensors that are going to connect to the brain, and then your alarm is just going to connect into your brain that way.
The speakers, and then to the battery here, we've got a fused connection.
Yep.
In case there's an issue, you're not going to hurt any of your parts here. And this hooks up to your battery terminals, and away you go.
Yep. The good thing is that these are slotted. A lot of batteries, you'll be able to just take the nut off the top, slide it underneath, and then tighten it back down. Key fob turns it on and off.
So if you're going to work on your car, otherwise you don't want the alarm.
Yeah, and the good thing is, there's other manufacturers that make like a metal piece that goes underneath and covers up your whole catalytic converter. But then if you're trying to get your oil changed, things like that, it's in the way, and it's real cumbersome, and they're a lot more expensive. This is a much easier design.
Now let's talk about it. They're being stolen, but isn't insurance covering that these days?
Your insurance will cover it, and my insurance covered mine. Unfortunately, my insurance went up.
So your rate increase is in perpetuity, but this is a one-time investment that's going to save your...
That's exactly right. And this is a lot less expensive than my insurance going up. It's a lot less expensive than the metal piece covering up your catalytic converter. It's a lot easier to install. It's just a better system.
Oh, and it's better than replacing your catalytic converter as well. So what's installation like?
Basically, it's got some sticky stuff. You can zip tie it. This just fits next to the battery, and then these just fit underneath the car. You want to put these at least 4 inches away from your catalytic converter and stick it to the frame. I've tried to put these to the side instead of straight down. That way, if someone tries to put their hand up next to it to try to cut it off, that alarm's going to go off.
It's a simple system, but it's an intelligent system. What if you're getting false alarms and that sort of thing? Maybe an animal running under the car.
When I first installed this on my car, I had dogs and cats running underneath my car all the time and setting this thing off. A bag blowing underneath it would set it off. So my father-in-law is an engineer. My brother-in-law does AI. So this is a learning chip inside of it. So if over time it's going to learn, if this is constantly happening, it's not going to set off on those false alarms anymore.
And what kind of feedback are you getting from customers?
Customers love it, especially in California. We have a mechanic out there in California that's installing a lot of these, and customers are loving them.
And you recently heard from somebody with a fleet of vehicles.
Yes, so we have had some fleet vehicles where 10, 12 stolen off of their car. So we're now installing about 130, 140 of those on.
And think of the savings there. Think of the cost for all those catalytic converters and how much they save. Pretty amazing stuff. You didn't know you need it, but you do. It's a catalytic converter alarm system from Tenadura Tools. You can find them at tenaduratools.com. That's going to do it for this episode of Motorhead Garage, presented by Steel Rubber Products. So long.